I think
Okay.
it will be recorded. I'm not sure if the sound will be recorded. Because maybe it's my first time doing this kind of record. So let's start. If I'm not sure if Anna is or Roman won't join us. Strange me, but 5 minutes. So let's start. Oh, when I send the meeting by email. Uh, Roman troubles with EVPN. Okay, I will send by email.
Ah,
Roman,
uh, Fer, do you have their emails or?
yeah,
Okay.
let's wait them. I just
Hello, everyone.
yeah, Roman is here. Next,
Hello.
hello, Roman. Could you talk to Anna? I think
Yeah.
I
I
was
think we have just restored the VPN because I don't know, maybe for the recent half an hour we had a problem with VPNs here. I don't know what happened, but basically I had no Discord, no Element, no nothing, just email.
okay.
So I think currently it started to work again and started to work again, so we can get to the Discord, see the links, yeah,
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah.
So
We should
yeah.
send the
I think
the
Anna will
invitation by
join as
email
well.
because it's easier. Also, it will come to the calendar also.
Yeah, it was also, really unexpected because it worked fine. Just recent half an hour, it was gone,
Don't worry, we
and
miss you and we waiting.
it's terrible, terrible. So I think let me check again.
She's here. Hello, Anna. Could you hear us?
Hello, everyone. Sorry for being late. We had problems with the VPN.
Don't worry. So let's start. My first 3 points is just another reminder to review this PR. In the case of the whitelist, I saw your feedback, Anna, and I changed this logic to remove the whitelist when the contract is updated. It will be a nice one because we can remove the interrupt plus and just store the fee as a big integer value. So I think this is the unique change as also this one. But Jimmy is not here. Jimmy is care about to whitelist the whole transactions, not just the contract execution, but I think it's not the. Maybe he need to talk with Eric, but because I also see this problem that Roman mentioned here. In my opinion, we cannot do it. It's easy to get free transactions just invoking. So Jimmy also asked me to have a new counter of how much whitelisted fee it was done to take care with the max execution fee per block, but I think it's not possible because the transaction was made with this network fee and system fee, and the consensus won't execute the transaction. So in, I think it's not possible to do it. If anyone have an idea, but I think that is if it's whitelisted, it's not possible to take this whitelisted fee in care when we make the block.
But, what's the problem here, really? I think we still have some system fee for these transactions because they still pay for. Oh, there can be some fee associated with the call, and they do pay for the wrapper script, the
For me, it's
entry
not a
script.
problem. It's more that I think that they thought the transaction will be
Completely free.
cheaper,
Yeah, it's not.
but for a
It's a feature.
regular net 17 transfer, the fee is almost the same. I think this
Which is not
fee,
surprising because yeah, it's a call to the native contract, and
yeah, I think this feature is more for a Flamingo contract or a very complex contract that
yes,
have a huge amount
yes, yes,
of
yes,
gas.
yes. A lot
So
of opcodes to execute, which is not the case for Neo or gas contracts.
yeah,
They
I
basically
think
don't
so.
have opcodes.
So I just made the Anna's review, so if you can check it, please. Is waiting the. I'm not sure why we already have this.
But let me reiterate on the NEP 17 payment problem. If I understand correctly, we're going to be counting the calls made by the whitelisted contracts without any other logic, like it will be executed and counted like it was before, right?
As I understand, Eric comments, I think is not so. You only will whitelist this specific call.
Yeah, so I mean the B execution is going to be like free or discounted, whatever, and then if it calls some C contract, it's going to be counted as usual, right?
Yes.
Okay, this works fine because in some cases, like with on NEP 17 payment, it's not that the contract wants or desires to execute something. It's just it has to because
Yeah.
of the standard requirement. Yeah. So
Exactly.
and yeah, it can be any code. So yeah, okay.
Yeah. It should work like this. So if it doesn't work like this, it's because we have a bug.
Okay.
In the execution factor, it's just waiting for the review. I think I made a kind of testing gas JSON files to unify some logics. So if you guys want to test it, just please add some fixtures here in order to test that all the code is good. Because I'm worried about if any add fee method was not changes accordingly. So please review this PR carefully.
Well, my main problem with this PR is that we are, touching um, more settings than we could or we should. I think that we only need execution fee factor to be changed in storage price, per price, and fee per byte. They don't need this granularity. They are the network fee, the fee per byte that's controlled by fee per byte is negligible. It's nothing. The most part of it, the main part of it, is actually the verification script execution, which is also controlled by the execution fee factor. And the fee per byte itself is so small right now, and it can be lowered from that. So it doesn't make sense. And the storage price is also, has some room for further adjustments, and I think it's perfectly fine. So, in my opinion, we just could have less changes made
But the problem is
here.
that we will have three fee variables with different factors.
No, it's not a problem for me, at least, because basically everything that's about execution is going to be controlled with the pico gas, and then fee per byte is completely separate thing. It's used once for when you've got a transaction and you know its size and you basically calculate it once. It's nothing. Maybe storage price is a bit more involved in that. Other methods that do something with storage do use it, but it's also very easy to adjust for it. And from the user perspective, the main user of all of these methods is committee. Nobody cares a lot, cares much about these values. Otherwise, that they just need, to get them. And for the getter side, it actually would be more convenient to have the same APIs with the same values in 2 out of 3 cases. It's just that execution fee factor we have to change, okay, and it's going to be changed. But otherwise, it just can all be left compatible without any changes. So that's my primary feedback. But of course, there's nothing inherently wrong with doing it all in PicoCast. It's just that I think it's unnecessary.
The fee per byte currently is 20.
Yeah, for a typical transaction of like what 297 bytes. That's the typical transfer. It's small because that's the doshes.
And storage price can be 3 times lower now, right? The unique value that you
Yes,
cannot
yes,
decrease is
yes,
this one.
yes, 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 and get
So
storage
you
price.
propose only to touch these
Yes,
values.
yeah.
In fact, when we discussed this option in Singapore, we were talking only about this value. And when we started to write the chains, I thought that it would be easier to have the same factor for the three values. But if you guys think that it's easier and safer to change only this one, I can roll back the other changes.
Well, I think so, but maybe there are other opinions.
We should have a way to vote because we usually have
Yeah,
different
post a message and
opinions.
let's give it some votes.
Is I'm not against to roll back the other changes.
Yeah,
So
and to me, it also kind of.
it was only because it was strange
Uh-huh.
to me to have three factors in.
I understand. I understand your concern. Yeah.
So anyone else want to say his opinion about this?
I think I agree with Roman, and I'd rather keep two of the rest two of them like unchanged until we really have a need for it. So for now, it looks like execution fee factor change is the only one that is required.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Then I will.
Well, less potential for breakage as well. Like we are touching less things, less code and.
Okay, let's go with the next topic. The NEP 25 is just a reminder. I think I already solved your.
I have looked at the change. I'm looking at it right now, and it seems to be somewhat more restrictive than it probably should be, because in general, there can be self-references in structures. It's just that if we have, because it can be a pointer to some structure, and it also always can be null. It's not a problem.
Yes.
Yeah, but the only case is like I have posted in the comments, like when you have the top level structure referencing itself, or yeah, like this one, name type that references name type that's the same. This just doesn't work. We have nothing here. So I think that's the only case that should be prohibited, and we don't need to look deeper than that. If that's the way it works, which I'm not sure about, I think it
No,
currently.
it won't
Yes,
allow
yes.
any kind of
Yes,
complicated.
from what I see, it goes deeper. So if it has some, full field that references the same boo, then it's gonna, explode. And this shouldn't be the case. So only this, yeah, and it's simpler, actually. So we have
So you
name
want
type.
to check only the parents.
Yeah. Basically, the top level name type. Maybe it can be even said that top level name types cannot reference name type in general, because if it references some other type as well here, then it shouldn't
Yeah.
exist as well. It's basically an alias
Yeah.
in a sense, but I don't think we need any aliases.
Yeah, but if this is Alice, Alice will be on the top also.
Yes.
So just change the logic to check only the parents.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go with the next topics. This is all together. I started to try to organize the Neo4 changes in the roadmap. Some of them in the new 4, I think we need to discuss deeper, but I think these 4 in concrete can there are some points that we can start because are compatible with Neo 3. For example, this one is kind of similar to the idea that Chris put time ago. So that's the reason why I assigned it to Chris. This one is for real. I'm not sure if we need to increase the hash size in some types. Not sure, but this can be complicated if we need it.
Fernando, I think that for now we don't need to increase the hash size because it's a compatible change. In the future, if we have like some algorithm, some computer that breaks this, we can increase. It's quite compatible. But on the other hand, we have some problems with the design of the quantum security. for the whole blockchain. For example, what gonna be quantum safe? Just the account or the block signatures of that consensus sign? So that's a crucial point. And I don't know if you know the history of quantum safe algorithms, but even the NIST, the NSA, in around 2019, they approved some quantum safe algorithms and start to use it in production for government documents and some internal communications. And suddenly, a guy was able to break the quantum safe cryptography. So one problem that we have is that these quantum safe algorithms, they are not battle tested. So it's possible that a normal computer can break a quantum safe algorithm. Some of these algorithms have their bases based on NP hard problems, for example, latency problems, and maybe there are vulnerabilities on them. So for now, one possibility regarding this topic is that we use hybrid cryptography.
Yeah,
So,
for me, the main areas are two. One is the curve or the cryptocurve, and the other the hash that we use. Because
yes.
if you create a hash collision with two different transactions with two different content but with the same hash, it could be a problem.
Yes.
In more
Yes, can
now
be.
that we don't have the state in the header.
Yes, but I think that this increase in the hash itself, it's compatible with the blockchain, with any tree. I think we can just increase anytime we want. The problem I see here is when we decide to introduce accounts and signatures based on quantum safe algorithms. I don't see a problem. I see it's very good, but I think we should keep the elliptic curve and both the quantum at the same time in a way that everything is signed twice. So maybe we can have some parallel chain because this will have a computational cost. So this point we need to discuss because we can create some quantum safe cryptography and start to use it somewhere. But maybe using somewhere will not solve the whole security problems. I think we should give some examples that we are really prepared for quantum. So maybe we run two chains, one chain that is lower and that the consensus node signed with elliptic curves, but also signed with quantum. So these things we need to discuss, I think, because where to apply the quantum safe algorithms. That's the point. We're gonna apply it on accounts, on transaction that user sends, but we need to apply that on many other things. We need to apply in the way that consensus node signs. So there are these points to discuss. But I think it will be very good for new to have this quantum security because this will be an incredible marketing for the whole ecosystem and is a good use case for all of us. I think it's a good knowledge all we will acquire, and I think it's important step forward. But we need a design to understand how to apply it safely, and how to apply it correctly in a way that we are not doing like just to say that we are doing. We are doing because we are really prepared for that. So we need this design carefully. Maybe it will require us that we run two chains, I don't know, one replicating everything, that consensus node replicate that and add an additional cryptographic signature, I don't know. So these are points that we need to discuss in the future for this cryptography.
I hope that we don't need to change the hash size because it could be a very huge change.
But we could change, hash endianness at the same time.
But why do you think it's so hard to change the hash size?
Because it's in a lot of native contracts, and there are a lot of tooling made just
that's true.
checking the size of the hash. Browsers, it's it could be a huge change. If you change the for example, I will open Visual Studio.
Yeah. In this sense, Fernando, maybe if we not change this now, at least we should be prepared. So maybe we should start to think that we are going to change and start to prepare the tools for that. Even if we don't change now, maybe it's time to start thinking what should we do in the code to make it more flexible for this change in the future.
Just for example, if you change the size, not this has, yeah, but for example, this method it will use a different type, and this type already check if the length is different. So you need to create a fork for any native method, and also maybe you break another contract that use or expect this hash. So change the hash is the length of the hashes are it seems easy, but it's a huge change.
Yeah, it's easy for some new chain, but for an existing one, it's a big problem, of course.
So I agree with you, Vitor. To maybe we can start with different quantum resistant, and if we need in the future, just increase the size. But uh, I think it will be easier to change only or add only post quantum algorithms and create a post quantum wallet. Try to don't interfere with the code that we already have. Just if you want a post quantum wallet, just create it, but your verification will be uh, expensive than the previous one.
We also, if we're talking about hashes, we also still use RIPE-MD 160, which is kind of obsolete and just 160 bits, not a lot for accounts. Not like we have a lot of choices that are compatible with this output length. But if we are to change something there, then yeah, it could be interesting that we could solve the hash endedness as well. So, there is a set of problems associated with these hashes. If we're to touch them, then we can probably solve, a number of problems there. But yeah, it's going to be pain. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Let's go with the next topic. This is for Jimmy. It's just a standardized token interface. I think we don't need to talk too much about this because it's just net 25, but for for make for users. And according to the dynamic block interval that was assigned to Vitor and Alvaro, for me we have um, two important states. One is the dynamic blocks adjustment, and it can be compatible with the Neo 3. We can make the change and just in the configuration put that we have from 15 to 15, only one step. But after that, when we talk more about the governance and new reward mechanisms, we will need to adjust this reward according to how fast was this block. I think in this change, the hardest part will be how to choose if you don't want to sync this block, because the primary thing that it must be 1 second and you think that it must be 15 seconds. I think this will be more the hardest part, how to trust in or how to change the view according to the other decision. because if we have three steps and the primary thing that is really, uh, but at the same time, I think this is not a huge problem because if you were reward accordingly, I don't feel that is unfair or a security problem if the primary want to fake the time and just say my block was 1 second. Come on, you will be rewarded for this 1 second block. So I'm not sure if, but I think that is the hardest part will be this one.
Fernando, in my opinion, the decision regarding when the block time changes is respected to the memory pool, to the amount of transactions we have, to
Yeah,
an average
but
of
it's
when these transactions are sent. So if a node tries to manipulate that, we need the other nodes to verify their current mempool. Even the mempool is not deterministic, is non-deterministic, the nodes can have an idea and they can send some slashing message saying this primary is trying to cheat because my mempool is like
but
that.
but
So
if you
from my
start the node,
perspective,
but if you start the node, you don't have the mempool full, and maybe other have a lot of transaction inside. So
yes, maybe. But you are talking about a specific case that a node crash that's usually this will not imply that a node is cheating. This will be a very rare case. So the problem is when a node starts to do that frequently, and that's going to be noticed because the point here is that we should have a system that is able to handle many TPS. And to handle huge amount of TPS, we perhaps need to adjust the block time. So, from our experiments, I don't know. Sometimes it's different because we sometimes I used to think that lower block times were better for TPS, but maybe they are good for other type of consensus. But for the BFT, lower block times are not so good because the mempool is not synchronized. So when you have lower block times, you don't give time for the transactions to spread to the network topology completely. So in our simulations, longer block times, let's say 30 seconds, 60 seconds, are very important to achieve like huge TPS. I mean like 200K, 300K TPS were just possible in our experiments with blocks around 30 seconds, 60 seconds. So we need to improve the consensus in many aspects to achieve this. I think we need to improve. Maybe we need to create another issue for NEL4 that is related to your NAP, that we need to have some slashing and some penalties for consensus. And these penalties for consensus will involve some reputation mechanisms that the other consensus or even normal nodes can send messages and present proofs against nodes
yeah,
that are
I
ruling the
think
network.
this is good to have a reputation mechanism because currently, if a consensus node just change the view continually, it will be rewarded as well. So we need a punish method for a wrong behavior. So this can
So
be just
I
moving
think
to
you can create another issue for that and mention your NAP. And I think this is a very important top for new 4 that we need to put this together in this cake.
yeah. We also asked about to add the proof of node in Neo4 because it's something that we talk about in Singapore. So for me, it will be nice if we have uh, here in consensus and networking, we could add one point that is like a reputation mechanism that we can add some mechanisms to punish the primaries and also the committee that they don't prove.
Exactly. Exactly, Fernando. This is very important. On next Monday, I have meeting with Álvaro. My idea, we shouldn't do something very, very complex on the block time flexible now. We should do something that is proven to work. Let's say we should have some strong conclusions that, as I'm saying, my suggestion and our investigation says that higher blocker times are important for our knowledge when under higher TPS. So we should do something simple to achieve this goal, but not elaborate a lot, because then we have much complex scenarios. I think we should accomplish what Eric wants and do something simple for now. I will discuss this with Álvaro, and during these investigations that we're going to do in 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we need to investigate these assumptions that I'm saying that I tested, to be sure that we're going to do something simple in a correct direction. But the most important things for me are the penalties. The penalties are the basis for any change on consensus, because we need the penalties and some reputation mechanisms to evolve the consensus accordingly.
Yeah, I think we can add a point in the roadmap and just move this and just focus here in the good behavior, because if we reward accordingly to the step that you choose, I think you can be punished, but we don't have a very very bad problem. No, I'm not sure. So just those points. The next one is these two are for Jimmy, and Jimmy is not here, but because the meeting is recording, and I just tell about increase the price of this, and I'm not sure who is this one.
That's our guy.
Is from
From-
NGD or
yeah.
is from
No. Neo SPCC, yes.
SPCC? Okay. So I think Jimmy have pending task here. One of them is that Eric wanted to use or currently Bunsen Castle instead of a new packets, and this one a nice thing. That's all. Yeah, I think that's all. And according to the other one, I think it's found this because Gorgon will be for Neo 4. As I understand. No.
I don't know.
No.
Frankly, I'm expecting some 3.9, 3.10, whatever, and N4 is just some magic thing that's going to appear somewhere around 3.20 or something like that, like Linux does. This, counting. So Gorgon is just the next hard fork after the phone, and the exact, at least to me, what's going to be there is to be decided. But it's not
what
the
do you
current.
think, Roman?
Yes.
Do you think that we're going to have how many releases before New 4? I think this is a good thing that we should have in mind. Because in my mind, obviously we have 3.9, which is the next one. But maybe we're going to have 3.10. But do you think we're going to have 3.11? I don't think so.
I do.
There
Because,
are a lot of features that are very compatible with the current one, and I think it can be done before Neo 4. Why
But I think you should guys have this in mind. I think like 3.9 is obviously, 3.10 should have some features, but 3.11, 3.12, I think it will diverge the focus a lot. I think we should have this in mind. Like how many other measures for version 3 we're gonna have?
well, I frankly, if I would be doing this, I'm rather, have a release every 2 months with whatever we have currently ready. This means rolling out parts of the overall Neo 4 when they're ready, and then it's going to be counted the way, it goes, 9, 10, 11, whatever, 12, 13, not a problem. And when are you going to call this 4.0 is a separate matter. Maybe when all of the items are completely completed, or maybe not. It's just a number, nothing else. But my point is that we should not be sitting on a lot of changes in the queue, because then it's going to be very hard to adjust the ecosystem for a huge set of changes. If just imagine we are rolling out 3.9 with from the master, just whatever as is, without any additional changes, and then sitting for a year developing all of the things outlined in this issue, and then trying to roll out this huge update. I think it's going to be more problematic than rolling out parts of it.
And for this PR, my only concerns by now is that we need to check how many parts we have, because the price is fixed, so it won't be the same cost for one iteration to 1,000. So
Well, we can have some additional fee burned. It's a native call. It can do this.
yeah, or add fee in each step. Not sure, but
Yes. It needs to be calculated. I think Owen can, do some measurements and then give some suggestions for.
it's my unique concern about this PR by now. And
Yeah, I got something to say real quick.
Yeah.
I'm only using the free version of Google Meeting, so it said that meeting will end in 15 minutes. So just so you're aware.
We almost done. So and I think we already covered all the points. So I only want to say, in addition, that I was thinking about this. I think we need a deeper talk with Eric about how he want to introduce this chain, because every time that I think about is a huge chain. If in almost any line of code we use a stack item, so if we have a different VM, it could be a mess.
Maybe, Chargon, that is something. I used to talk to Igor a lot, and Igor is a lot in favor, is that contract states are replicated in multiple VMs. So maybe having another virtual machine doesn't mean we are going to finish our C# virtual machine.
Yeah,
Having
but,
two virtual machines is very good for safety.
then
And another thing that
if A contract call B contract and B contract call C contract, and the B is in Neo VM2, we create 3 virtual machines.
No, but the code should be deployed, should be ready for all virtual machines, and that's something that we believe the future blockchain will have. Like we want to rely just one virtual machine, but this is a thing that we discuss and we believe. I'm not sure about that, but we discuss a lot that we believe that in the future, like all smart contracts gonna execute in parallel in multiple virtual machines in order to have more safety for the whole financial system. And another thing I discussed with Eric is that some of these implementations gonna be done by NGD. For example, the ZK account abstractions. So maybe this VM, specific about the VM, I didn't talk to him, but I think the VM gonna be also implemented by his team, because he told me that the ZK about account abstraction would be implemented directly by them.
Okay, that's good to know. So I think that's all from my side. If anyone want to say anything before the meeting is over, we have 10 minutes if anyone. So that's all.
Okay, Fernando, congratulations for the conduction. I think we are entering a new good stage of development. I believe that in the next months and next year, perhaps we can save this ecosystem because recently it has been hard.
I hope.
Congratulations and good work and good luck for us.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you.
everyone.